Hi everybody, hope this end of another week is finding you all well and safe. This week seems to have been a very busy week for me, busier than normal weeks, but I don't really know the reason why. Maybe it's because we've now gone down to level 3 from level 4. So I hope you have been managing to get through. Weeks seem to be flying by at the moment. First few weeks were slow, but now the last couple of weeks have gone by very, very fast. This week I've had quite a busy time carrying on helping out with the food bank and doing the odd fire call when the fire siren goes, keeping in touch with other people. We had a big meeting yesterday with the bishop talking about how the level changes will affect us as a church and how we would go about that when we get down to level 2. So it could be a couple more weeks before we're able to gather as the community of faith and in fellowship one with another. So you're going to have to put up with sermons online like they have been, and a big thank you to Mike and Ross for their little efforts they've put in as well, especially challenging when it comes to doing technology, and I'm learning new things all the time. So at the end of the level 3 and we go down to level 2, we will be able to have services together, but there will be some restrictions. Those who, for instance, have chronic health problems will be encouraged not to attend worship, and the same for those over 70s. So if you do come, you come at your own risk, I guess, is what they say. We will need to make everything traceable, so everyone has to sign in when you come to church. In case something does happen, we can then say, well, these were the people who were here on this particular day. So everyone would need to sign in. We wouldn't be able to pass the peace. This stage, it looks like we wouldn't be able to have communion, and no cup of tea afterwards. The only real change is that funerals will be able to take place, as at the moment they haven't been, but they would not be able to be at the church. They would have to be at a funeral home, mainly because of the cleaning down and sanitising that has to occur following that sort of event. Also, our hall users will still no longer be, or not be able to come back as yet until they get the all clear. Again, if they did, then the whole place would have to be sanitised and cleaned at some cost, and so we won't be allowing any hall users back just yet. But there has been some good things happening. I did an Anzac Day service via Zoom to those people at Lexham Park. We had a few glitches along the way, and the singing was rather awkward. You can only have one microphone on, otherwise it sounds terrible. So I let them do the singing, and I did my singing without my microphone on, which is probably just as well. Also, this coming Sunday, I'm doing a service at Somerset at 2:30, again using Zoom, and they're going to have the CDs there, and I'm going to have the words for the songs, and we're going to join together in a time of praise and worship, and I'll pick a reading and do a little devotion. Normally takes about 15 to 20 minutes, but they're really missing having some form of church service, so that will be fun to do as well. But of course, all these changes does affect us quite largely, and part of our discussion with the bishop yesterday, and it went for over an hour, the meeting, and there were 120, I think 130 people from around the diocese connected to that meeting. I saw Dennis and Maggie there from our own parish, and other vestry members were invited. I couldn't see who was there and who wasn't there. But we're told that wages will continue to be paid for me and for Nanette, a subsidy. It doesn't cover all of it, so there will be some resources that we have to provide ourselves, which does help us, because at the moment, as I've said in my letter that I did quite a few weeks ago, we're around about $4,500 a month down on our income because of cash giving, envelopes, and the rental of our premises, and that will continue for a bit longer yet. And of course, we still have our running costs. We still have power, water rates to look after. So again, I just encourage you, if you're on automatic payment, continue to give if you can. That would be much appreciated. And if you're a cash giver or on the envelope system, you can either drop them off, or once we're able to get back together in a couple of weeks, maybe the collection plate will have to go around twice to fit them all in. And of course, I'm partly joking. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm really looking forward to us getting back together. We may have to do things different. We may have to make our services a little bit different, which change is not always easy to deal with. But there will be changes from this long term. In some ways, I'm not sure I want to go back to the way things were. Not that there was anything wrong, but I think we could be doing some things better. But at this stage, I don't really know how or what. And I guess time will tell. But I am looking forward to us having a fun celebration, maybe around a meal when we can have food together and share food together. That would be awesome. So meantime, I'm just reporting in today, hoping you're all safe and well, enjoying the really nice weather. I got out for my first fish on Tuesday night and caught a couple of snapper and a trevally and a kahawai. So I was managed to have a bit of a feed with fresh fish, which was really nice. And I'm looking forward, I might go out again on Friday night when the tide's a little bit different. But otherwise, I'm busy working around the community, keeping involved with community groups, the emergency response group, which involves Red Cross, Civil Defence, all the social service agencies. And our community is doing so much better than many others. And so I do encourage you now, nothing's really changed in the sense we have to stay safe, stay home where we can, not break our bubbles if possible. And again, as I say, I look forward to catching up with you all. So God bless you all. Continue to use the Friends of St. Peter page to post your thoughts, or if you've got special devotions you find, you can post them on there. And it's good to see a good 60 to 70 people involved in that as well, putting things on. So God bless, and we'll report back next week. Bye for now.